Now, this work was produced by RGA Chicago, and the next chatbot I'll show you is from RGA New York. But before we get there, let's take a second to define some terms. All right, let's define chatbots. Chatbots are just computer programs designed to communicate in human languages. You can converse with chatbots by sending them text messages or through chat channels. And with some of them, you can talk to them using voice commands the way you would talk to Siri or Amazon's Alexa. Now, Amazon's Alexa and Apple's Siri are called artificially intelligent virtual personal assistants, but that's really just a fancy way to say that they are glorified chatbots. They listen to what you say to them, and if they understand you, they can respond and perform tasks. Now, they're good at some things, and they're not so good at others. But it's still very, very early in this story, and this technology is still very new and improving rapidly with each passing day. In fact, this tech has become so familiar to us that we're growing accustomed to be able to talk to smart software. It's easy to forget that computers have only very recently learned how to make any sense of the messy and murky world of human languages. Human languages reflect humanity's complexity, our cultural diversity, our underlying animal nature, and so much more. A single word can mean 1,000 different things in different contexts or in different tones. Our languages are subtle and sophisticated, constantly changing, and even though there are rules to how we're supposed to use language, we toy with those rules and ignore them all the time. That is the artistry in how humans communicate. Now, computers don't work that way. Computers have to follow rules. That's how they're programmed, and that's one reason why communicating in human language is such a complex skill to acquire. Now, this is actually the native language of computers. Binary code, ones and zeros. This is the mother tongue of software. All digital data is stored and processed in sequences of zeros and ones. An 8-digit sequence of zeros and ones is a bit, and bits make up bytes, bytes make up megabytes, and so on. These are the building blocks of all computerized data. What has ushered in the current revolution in artificial intelligence and triggered the rise of chatbots is the newfound ability of computers to understand and use human language. Just like all digital data can be reduced down to zeros and ones, all human intelligence can be broken down into words. Human knowledge is encapsulated and contained in streams of words and in our languages. So computers learning how to use words and speak our languages opens up a universe of new possibilities for both them and us. Now, there's an entire branch of artificial intelligence dedicated to teaching computers human language acquisition, and that field is called natural language processing, or NLP. It's the recent advances in NLP that have been fueling the chatbot boom. The progress has been so rapid that soon people believe that chatbots will be indistinguishable from humans when they converse. They'll be so smart that they'll be able to talk about anything. Now, NLP opens up the possibility for us to craft expansive, immersive, AI-driven chatbots for our clients. But I want to point out that simpler chatbots that have a narrower focus are much easier to implement, and they tend to be more successful than more ambitious and complicated bots. We don't actually need NLP or artificial intelligence to develop chatbots for our clients. In other words, you don't need to teach a chatbot everything in order for it to have a conversation about one single subject. Now, this quote from Bruce Lee concisely captures what I'm trying to say. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Instead of trying to create chatbots that have completely mastered the full scope of human communication, we should instead focus on making chatbots that can handle one specific kind of interaction really well. It doesn't need to do 10,000 things. It doesn't need to know Shakespeare. It just needs to be able to do one thing. So our brief for our clients is not to make something fancy and elaborate and ambitious. It's just to make something that's effective and that works and that adds value